Hi, and welcome to a very special Coworking, a podcast about what makes Coworking special. And this month, we're hosting André from Le Rucher Créatif in France, in Champagne, so the sparkling wine you're drinking. It's them. They make it out. They make it out. And André will talk a bit more about what's Le Rucher Créatif, what they're doing, and all the different. I was very impressed about all the different services they're offering. It's like an online school, but it's actually a co-working space. Uh, we'll talk about it all. First of all, Andre, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Yeah, hello. Thank you very much to inviting us. I am very happy to be here and share a little bit more about what Le Rucher is. As you said, it's a lot of things, so I hope we will have time in
but
30
but
minutes.
I guess the first question is it also champagne? Do you produce your own, or do you manufacture your own, or sell your own kind of champagne, or is it just the territory?
So in Aube, Champagne, you can have it in Marne, which is near to Reims, and in Aube, around Troyes. So you have champagne that we are producing, of course, and we have as well one of our main partner of Rocher Creatif is Chassenet d'Ars, which is a cooperative
Ah.
making champagne. So if you come to Rocher Creatif, time to time you can even taste the champagne.
Ooh, champagne dancing. That's what I like. That's maybe one of the best services ever for a co-working space, champagne testing. Why did you think about that before?
Of course.
First. Well, I guess offering what's available locally and partnering with local companies is maybe uh, the best business development initiative. hmm well, first of all, I would like to start with what. How did you start with Le Riche Creative? What was your first contact with them? Did you start from the beginning, or did you come along? How did it go?
So I would try to make the long story short, which is not my best, but let's do it.
Ah.
Actually, I'm one of the co-founders of this place.
Mhm.
Basically, my wife and I we've been traveling around the world for 9 months, and we ended up in Troyes in 2016. And when we started there, because actually she was from the city, it's a very small city,
Okay.
few 100,000 of inhabitants. Our plan was not to stay there, but
Mhm.
at the end we decided that actually it's very interesting. We wanted to work on our projects, other projects, more focused on local economy, and we
Mhm.
wanted to have a place where to work on it and to connect with
Mhm.
people. And actually, we didn't find any. So
Mm.
we started to think about how to create this kind of space, and we met other entrepreneurs who had the same need or the same idea, creating a
Mhm.
space. We call it third place. So that's how we started. We created an NGO association, non for
Mhm.
profit, and we try to convince the local authorities that it's interesting for the city. But we had a little bit small problem. As you said, we are not just a co-working, so we try
Mhm.
to explain what the third space is, and I will try to explain it later, but no one was really understanding what we would like to do.
Mhm.
So we decided, instead of trying to explain it to everybody, just to start temporary space, just to show it. And so we opened pretty quickly. In a few weeks, we found a place and we opened. It was meant for a few weeks, and at the end, it lasted for 3 months and a half. And it actually was very interesting for us because first we showed what we wanted to build, and we created the first community around it. And then when we opened the space where we are today in September, during the summer, the 2018, we already had a community. And actually, we started with the crowdfunding. So that's how it started.
Yeah, so you were in Troy in 2016. You want to focus on the local economy and the local ecosystem of entrepreneur. I understand. You try to look for other people, but there isn't a place where you can all meet and work together and all that. And that's how the idea came of let's build that.
Actually, yeah, we
Mm.
already knew these kind of places in France. I
Mhm.
was used to them in even in other cities all around Europe and in the world, because as
Yes.
well when we were traveling, we were using those spaces. Of course, when you need to
Yes.
connect, when you need to work on
Mhm.
something. Actually, I still have a company on mine, so I wanted to work on my projects, right?
Yes.
And we realized that there is no this kind of space. There was no co-working space neither. Like I don't mean like basic co-working space, but something more community driven. And
Mhm.
that's how we decided to bring it to the city, because we meant as if we are if we have this
Mhm.
need, we are not alone, as always,
Yes.
right? And
Mm.
we were right. So that's we decided to build it for us and for the others.
Yeah, so I guess you got instant feedback when you built that temporary space that wasn't so temporary, but at first it was. So you got that feedback from other entrepreneurs and other companies in the same neighborhood that yes, indeed, they also needed this kind of place to share everything.
Yeah, and the welcome was really warm actually, and
Okay.
I think it was a proof of concept, very good proof of concept,
Yes.
that there is a need for space, for co-working space, but as well a need for more community space where people can meet, where other association can meet and organize things, and that's why we didn't want to make just a co-working space, but what we
Hmm.
called a third place. This is kind of informal place for free social interaction. That's how it's
Yes.
defined, basically.
Yes. Yes. And you chose to be a non-for-profit from the start.
It's non-profit. It was non-profit from the start. So I'm still volunteering. I'm now
Mhm.
the president of the
Yes.
organization. I've been president for the past 1 year and a half. Uh,
Hmm.
my wife, she's employee. We have now 5 FTEs, 6 employees, five FTEs, some trainees, and lot and several like five to six what do you call service civic, so civil services, which are young people who
Clerks. I don't know.
yeah,
Mm.
it's not like a trainee, because they don't study, but
Hmm.
it's a part of their training. Yes. So yeah, we have like 10 people just for the NGO,
Yeah, yeah. That's
which is pretty good.
and what was it important that you were a non-for-profit, and do you also target those other NGOs in the neighborhood to gather them into one same mission or vision for the ecosystem you're in?
Yes, yes, of course. One of the reasons we didn't want to create a general business, it's
Hmm.
because we wanted to have a real impact in the city,
Hmm.
and in the whole area, and as well we really build it on 4 pillars: inclusion and digital transformation, and entrepreneurship, like more responsible entrepreneurship, a new way of working, well-being, and how to live together, and what we call culture and active citizenship. So how to actually help people uh, to learn how to face all the different evolution of the society, how to
Yes.
bring them together, make them work together, and be more like cooperative space in service of the territory. So we are really based at our territory in Champagne, and this is our main objective.
Yeah, was it there from the start? Because already opening a co-working space, just one simple co-working space, is already a huge challenge. So if you put all those other things you want to do, it's even more work. So it's a big leap.
Yeah, it was from the start. It was from the start, and I can say that in France is some probably a little
Mhm.
bit special. uh,
Mm.
and we were really lucky because we used to work in corporates, so we had let's say some savings that helped
Mhm.
us to be more, let's say, more free to
Comfortable.
do things. Volunteering
Mhm.
start smoothly. Take time to start something, and as well you have
Yes.
pretty good support if you prove
Mhm.
that you can do things, that you can have impact. uh,
Mhm.
we were recognized pretty quickly. We received some some recognition from the region 2 years after we opened, then as well from the department. So we start to responding as well for what we call for projects, or call for expression of interest. So like the local collectivities, they have some topics that they would like the NGOs to deal with, and you can go for the project. And we had the chance, or I would say we have really good team that we answered those call for projects, and we obtained them, which basically funded the development
Mhm.
of the whole project. So we have
Mhm.
I would say 70% public funding, and 30% it's renting of the physical space, the meeting rooms, the the offices, the desks, whatever.
Yeah, so I understand that partnering with governments and finding the funds and applying for them is a pretty important part of the business as well.
Yes, yes, it's a big part of this business project. Um, as well, what we say that as a third space, we are here to enable
Mhm.
the others to be able to do. We are
Yes.
not always those who are doing things, but
Mhm.
we build a space where the others can do things. So
Mhm.
that's why we will try to find partnership with private companies, but as well other NGO, other cooperatives, or any other players in the territory. Uh,
Mhm.
and we would like to serve as this place where you can meet and cooperate,
Mhm.
where new projects can be born, where the impact can be reinforced, and
Mhm.
yeah, like being the third space for any kind of player, individuals or companies or institutions.
Okay, so it's pretty large. From the beginning, you were saying you had that one vision that you still keep today. What about the shape of it? Because of course the intention is there from the beginning, but bit by bit, I understand you have been able to build what you wanted, and maybe it has changed as well. So what does it look like today? What kind of services, infrastructure do you provide to those different communities you're serving?
Yeah, of course, it's a long-term project, because
Okay.
if you are dependent on public fundings, you go step by step. Even when you buy chairs or tables. When we
Mm.
started, we basically try to do a kind of upcycling. So we were looking for someone who has a table that he doesn't want to use it, or so it was, different,
Second hand.
yeah,
Mhm.
secondhand stuff. And then we start to grow, and now we have 800 meter square space on four
Mhm.
floors. When we opened, we already started with one of the main partner. We call them residents. Residents are the companies or individuals who are staying there permanently, or at least they are paying the monthly rent, right? They are not co-workers, but they are people who are coming there every day. And we started with very important partner, Aurore Foyer, which is a big French NGO, and they opened inclusive integration restaurant. They
Mm-hmm.
are serving lunches every noon. So as well, it started very small, and then it developed step by step. Every time we had one call for projects, we paid a little bit. Like we built one wall, two walls to make closed offices. Then we change the floor. Then you know. So if you come to Rocher Creative, you can see the wall with some photos, and you will see
Yes.
how it went from a very empty space to what is it
Mm-hmm.
today. And if you come today, you will see that there are actually works ongoing. So every summer,
Mm-hmm.
when there is a little bit lower activity, we try to do something. So now we will have one more space, one more room starting September.
Mm-hmm.
So we have four meeting rooms, right? Or you can make a conferences, workshops as well.
Yes.
We bought several months ago finally those acoustic boxes, then you can
A
do your
fun book. Yes.
calls,
Mm-hmm.
your phone boxes. So yeah, it's that's changing all the time, all the time, all the time. And I think this is something that we as well learned, uh,
Mm-hmm.
that you need to take those long lead times, because
Yes.
at the beginning we're always stressed, always short term, because like you have no cash, you have
Mm-hmm.
no security, the activity is not
Yes.
that high. And when it started to be
Mm.
something interesting, COVID came. We started in 2017. Then
Yes.
experimenting, then we stopped, then we opened in October 2018, and we start building it. And when it started to be a little bit like ongoing, COVID
Yes.
came and it was like, we have a space, space when you cannot go out. How it can work. And actually, because we had this co-working part,
Yes.
it was pretty cool, because we were a workspace. So we
Yes.
were one of the only space where independent workers could
Mm-hmm.
go for work and meet with others, because
That's
offices
actually great.
were
Mm-hmm.
open at the time. Uh, so actually, we were as well a place where people kept meeting each other, and we tried to move a little bit on online, doing online conferences, etc. And after the COVID, it started. Yeah, we need to restart again, because the community building
Mm-hmm.
to to motivate people to come physically
Mm-hmm.
to a space. There
Yes.
was at least 1 year to reach the same level of activity. And
Ah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
last year, not in this period, but last year in spring, just before I was elected president of the association, we were afraid of being very down, that we will need to close everything and end the project,
Ooh.
because our financials were
Yeah, there was COVID, inflation,
uh,
many small businesses
financial
had it tough.
forecast was very
Mm-hmm.
bad, and we
Mm-hmm.
were ending one project for the region, because to the region actually, one of the project was to reunite all different actors, players of the coaching or accompanying the entrepreneurs, so public and private company, and to make them work together, like and as well to be as a third place, kind of compass for entrepreneurs to say, or people who have projects to say, you have a project,
Mm-hmm.
so just go to see this company or this NGO or this
Mm-hmm.
public actor. And it was ending, and we had and there was supposed
Mm-hmm.
to be another regional project, but it was postponed and postponed again and postponed again, and so we're like, what?
Yes.
And finally, so we pulled alarm and saying, hey, we've been here for 6 years already. We
Yes.
proved, actually we hoped we proved that we have an impact, and we will need to close. And then suddenly the local collectivity, Trois Champagne Métropole, they came to us. They say, hey, we totally agree that we need you. We need your project here. You are very helpful for the territory, so we will help you. And we arrived to an agreement. Few months later, we had a project. So the other regional project that we are working on right now, it's about training and more innovation in trainings. So it's the
Mhm.
probably the same way of doing things to see who is providing training, which organization are providing what kind of different trainings,
Mhm.
make them meet together, try to see how we can bring some innovation in the training, new technologies, new way of trainings, and as well be a source or be a compass for people who need training to be able to tell them you you want to change your career or you need to be trained, what kind of training
Mhm.
is going to be interesting for you, who is providing this training, and as well is there any opportunity here. When you will have the training at the end, is there a need for people trained, right? Because this is one of the problem of with trainings today. So you can have any kind of training you want to,
Mhm.
but it doesn't guarantee you that you will have a work afterwards, right? So
Yeah.
so that's something that
Education and enterprises companies together.
yeah,
Usually it's very siloed. It's one, so you have the education, and then people go to find work, but didn't get the education to fill in the work that needs to be done because they're there. So you have to match them better.
yeah.
Mm.
So that's the matching the needs
Mhm.
of the economy and the training trainings available here. It's basically the project that we are working on now and for the next for the next 2 years. Yes.
Okay, great, great. So a lot depending on the different project that you find, I guess. Do you look for them? Do people come to you, ask for you?
Both, a little bit both now. When you
Mhm.
start, of course, you need to find them.
Mhm.
It's not that complicated to find them. It's more complicated to actually fill
Hi.
the forms and
Yes.
apply and then keep the communication going with the one who will fund the project. Because
Mhm.
I think one of the biggest error it's to find a call for project and then apply and wait
Mhm.
until you have the response. I think if we were very successful, it's because we always try to keep the relationship. So we contacted
Okay.
the institution who was calling for the project and asking them, okay,
Mhm.
we are interested in the project, but can you explain us your real need? And
Okay.
then
Mm.
we build the project, we write the project, and we call them and say, hey, we think we have a project for you, but is it something that you think can answer the need you have, or should we modify something to be really sure
Mhm.
that when we will apply, that we will have the biggest chances to actually uh, really fill the needs, right? And
Yes.
I think this is one of the most important things. Like people, lot of time just find a project, you download the file, then you fill it your way and you send it, and then you wait, and then you're like,
Mhm.
ah, I was not my project was not selected, I don't know why. And I think it's because you don't have this relationship and the communication ongoing. Of course we sometimes we lose of, yeah, we don't have all the call for projects. It's
Mhm.
absolutely normal, but I think that the ratio that we have of success, it's pretty high. And that's
Yeah.
why as well we are
Mhm.
recognized. So now time to time as well it can happen that someone some institution will call us saying, hey, we have a call for projects, we think you
Mhm.
can answer this call for project, uh, can you? And then on us to decide if we can, because the other error, it's to answering call for projects and don't have the resources at the end to manage them. The,
Ooh. Yes.
Yeah, so this is as well, it can be a big problem if you answer
Mhm.
answer the call, you have it, and at the end you are not able to manage the teams because
Mhm.
and most of the time projects in France, all the time actually, they are not 100% funded. It can be
Mm.
60 or 70% funded at the beginning. So you need to find a way how to how to finance the other 30 or 40%. And
Mhm.
this is the risk. So if you have a lot of 60% funded projects and you don't find the 40, other 40, you are out.
Yeah, so you need really to find the kind of project that you can implement, that you have the resources for, and which matches with your already existing services
Mm.
and missions and all that.
Yeah, one of the first thing that we did last year after that we had some more time to so those long
Mhm.
times to really set the basics. We wrote our what we call projet associatif, associative project for the 2024 2028, and this is super important to say who we are, what we are doing, what values we are promoting, and then once we have this, we agree all together because in the organization there are 10 people volunteering. We had I think I don't know 20,000 hours volunteering last year. We've count everybody's no 20,000 euros. Sorry, we evaluated 10,000 euros of volunteering of everybody who is engaged in this NGO. Uh, we need to be all together uh, convinced that we work on the same project. And when we
Mhm.
answer the calls for project, then we will take this associative project, what we are, and we compare it and we see are we still in what we want to do? Are we still within our values? And if yes,
Mhm.
then we answer the call. If no, it can be interesting. It can be super exciting. It can be something that we would love to do, but if it's not within the framework that we defined, the ethical framework
Mhm.
mainly, and the impact framework, then we need to decide as well not to go for the call.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I understand it's a decision you're taking as a team, as together, a framework you have built along the way.
Yes, yes, and again, it's you are creating our commons. We are
Mhm.
building something. It's not. It's one other reason to have an NGO, have a non-for-profit organization. It's on. This is my opinion. It's that you are not doing it for yourself, for your profit, but for the society. And in this case, you as well have to think how you build a governance, how you
Mhm.
ensure the financial security of this kind of project, because it's different way of thinking, it's different mindset.
Mhm.
But it's force you having this format. It forces you to think a little bit differently than in business. The risks are different. The time you spend on it is different, and as well the vision is a little bit different because you need to really bring everybody together to share your vision for the territory and for what you are doing.
And so that's how you work. Do you have something already planned next, a new project you're working on? Or do you plan to improve your space or add something else to the? I see it like castle Lego. So you have your castle and you're putting some more Lego blocks on top of it. Is there a next block
Yeah,
that you want to
it's exactly like this. The only problem is that the space is limited now, and when we started having the dream, we wanted to have as
add?
well outside space, etc. But unfortunately, the space we found there was not outside. So the next dream actually, and
Hmm.
I think it can be possible.
Hmm.
Probably next 4 or 5 years. It's to find a project in common with the local collectivity to find a new space, a little bit bigger space with as well outside spaces, and based on the whole experience we have. That we started from scratch and build it with a lot of volunteering to move to another level and build something still very ethical, very impactful, very community focused, but a little bit more professional and hand in hand with local collectivities. So it can actually be really very really integrated in the territory, and it will ensure that when you will come back to Troyes in 10, 20, 30 years, there will still be Le Rocher Créatif, and it will be one of the space and the place why you come to Troyes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Good dream. Nice dream. Yeah, I like it.
But let's
Yeah,
see.
that's
It's
full of hope. No, that's great. I like it. I really do. And unfortunately, we're coming to the end, so we have to wrap it up a bit. Before we say bye bye, is there anything you want to add that we didn't tackle yet?
I think the only thing I can say, if you want to see really what we are doing, you need to come to Troyes. It's 1 hour and a half from Paris. It's not that far. There is train. When I go because I'm Czech. When I go to Czech Republic, I go by train. So if I do this,
Wow.
you can do it.
Yeah.
And so come to visit Troyes. It's a very amazing city. And the last thing I would say, but not least, thank you very much. I'm very happy that Torshi Creative is part of those very special co-working spaces that you are presenting, because I listened to few of your interviews, and it's always very interesting to discover how people are building their spaces. So yeah,
Yeah.
thank you very
Mm.
much.
No, thank you for being guest and for sharing what you've been through and your vision and your big dream, because I believe a lot of people have a similar dream. I like that. Yeah.
See you in Troyes.
Be, before we move on, what's the best way to contact you if people want to know more about your project, about Le Risque Créatif, where can they find more information? What's the easiest way to contact you?
Very good question. Thank you very much. Yeah, you can connect us on LinkedIn. We have a
Mm-hmm.
page. You have all the information. Facebook and Instagram. We have all as well a web page, but the web page will change. I hope
Ooh.
in a few weeks period. It has been a project we are working on for past 2 years.
Yeah, that's a big
So
project
so
too.
so yeah, I'm crossing fingers that in a few weeks we'll have new website. This one is still very good, but we should have a new one. But
It's
yeah,
gonna be big.
connect with us on social media, and you can contact us. We will answer, of
Okay.
course.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, and thank you for sharing your story, your vision, and your dream. And see you soon.
Yeah,
Maybe in Champagne or
I hope so.